الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين بارئ الخلائق أجمعين فاطر السماوات والأرضين ثم الصلاة على رسوله الكريم جد الحسن والحسين مولانا ومولى الثقلين بالقاسم محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين الغر الميامين المخجلين واللعنة على أعدائهم أجمعين من ليلنا هذا إلى قيام يوم الدين. أما بعد فقد قال الله تعالى في كتابه الحكيم وقوله الحق بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيتها النفس المطمئنة ارجعي إلى ربك راضية مرضية فادخلي في عبادي وادخلي جنتي. Recite salawat please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. As you know, tonight is Shab Ashur, and tonight is most saddest night of the year. If you are really a true believer, you believe in monotheism, Tawheed, Nabuwat, and Prophet of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, recite salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. And wilayat of Ali ibn Abi Talib, and you love Imam Hussain, you're supposed to show your grief, your sorrow, your sadness. And if someone look at your face, person must realize you are a sogwar, means you are commemorating Shahadat of Imam Hussain, and you are sad due to whatever happened in the Karbala in 61 Hijrah. But if someone look at your face and he realize you have no impression of sadness, or you have showing your happiness, that's going to be really a bad sign for your belief, and also bad sign for your characteristic which you don't like to show to other people. So please be quiet and remain like in the criteria where night a believer is supposed to remain. Right? If we do anything which is against the Ashura tradition, or against the mourner or a azadar supposed to do, it's going to be put you in bad situation. So alhamdulillah, you are good believers, you are always try to keep yourself a true believer of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. So we supposed to show our attitude and our all the activities show the grief. That is the main point. But you know, tonight we have some amal. If you perform these amal is really good. Otherwise, Imam Hussain got the permission for one night. Why? Because he was waiting for someone to come from the Yazid side to join him. There is one reason many scholars wrote about it. Another side, there is a reason Imam want to worship in last night before he want to sacrifice his life. I'm going to inshallah give you some brief detail whatever we are discussing from since beginning, how we prepared ourselves for paradise, what act we supposed to perform so we can get a good life in this world and we become successful in hereafter and we get to the paradise. I told you there are 8 doors, and each door have a message for us, and this message is very important for us. If we understand this message, we can get really successful in this world, and that message also give us a good chance to get to the paradise. Since I began, I told you about the 5 gates, right? Last time I told you if you are a true believer, you believe in Allah and Prophet and Imam, then you're supposed to respect your guest, you're supposed to respect your neighbor, you respect your parents, always say truth, with the truth, right? Either remain silent, or if you speak, always speak truth. That was the message written there. So this is sign of your belief, right? Now, we're going to go to the next door, whatever is written there, because I'm going to give you a brief discussion about it today, and we go from here. There's the door number 6 is have another message, a great message. If you like to your grave, I said, our happiness starts from our grave. We want to make our first stage of after death. In life, we have all the resources we can mobilize from one place to another place, right? But after death, there is no resources in our hand. Whatever we left behind, they're going to be helpful for us. Or if we left some good people behind us, they're going to send some sawab for us. That sawab going to help us after death. So there is a good message written on 6th door. Whatever written on the 6th door is written, if you want, your grave must be a peaceful place for you. A broad and big grave where you live peacefully. As in, if you remember my first Majalis, I told about the Hazrat Musa, the grave was open up for him. So Allah wants to show, if you are in grave, that is not going to be a narrow and very small place for you. If you've done great deals or like good jobs, or especially good tasks or sawab, they're going to open up your grave so big. So what is that? If someone like to, his grave must be wide and big enough, we can live there or stay there comfortably. He is supposed to build a mosque. That's the first message. If you get chance and contribute in any mosque they are building, or if you are capable to build your own mosque for sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for people, that impact going to come after death. You're going to see a great benefit after death, and that's going to open your grave so wide. You're going to live comfortably because you build a house of Allah in this world. So Allah is going to reward you in the beginning of your death. You're going to see this thing in your grave. Second thing, if you want your body to remain intact in the grave, means you want your body remain safe, and any of the insect don't eat your body, and your body not going to be decomposed. In this case, if you want to remain fresh in the grave, your body going to remain fresh in the grave, what you're supposed to do, you remain in the masjid as long as possible. You see, some places have a special impact on you, and this is true. If you remain in the masjid, you're going to learn good things. You're going to worship, you're going to stay away from sin. And these all things give you chance to remain in the grave fresh and safe without any harm of anything. Either grave going to be crush you, or no, all the insect going to touch your body. You're going to remain fresh like you buried in the first day after a long time. They're seen by many like the scholars, like the body found in the grave safe like they buried on this few hours before. You see, these are the things you have to perform. I have several stories about it. I don't have chance tonight to recite for you. Inshallah, some other time I will tell you. Many scholars, when they open up their grave due to some reasons, they found their body is fresh and as they buried today. So this is what you supposed to do. Remain in the masjid as long as possible. For you recite loud salawat, please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. This is one more loud salawat, please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Third things, if you want your grave must be enlightened, is nur inside, right? You want to keep your grave bright. So what you supposed to do for brightness of your grave? You supposed to clean the mosque. All four things are related to mosque. You're supposed to clean the mosque. Whenever you come in the mosque, you have to clean the mosque. Here we have some different things. When you come to the Imam Bargah, you can get some sawab, not as you can get from the masjid. The masjid have different law, right? In masjid you cannot go in the stage of najasat. You cannot make the masjid najis. If it's najis, you have to make it pak immediately. right? If you're making najis, your masjid is haram, right? Other things, if you want to perform your prayer, if you have enough time and you found the masjid is najis, you're not allowed to pray first, right? You have to first clean the mosque, then you're allowed to pray. These are the conditions for the mosque. But if you come Imam Barga also a respected place. You're supposed to keep it clean, and if you clean this place, you're going to also get some reward. Not as reward is described for the cleaning the masjid. But still, this is the place related to Imam Hussain. If we have love of Imam Hussain, we're supposed to keep the place clean for sake of Imam Hussain. And today, especially, you're going to see the impact, because the maximum people are going to attend our Imam Barga tonight, and they're going to stay here for whole day and whole night. They're going to eat several times, and after eating, that is your duty to see what you are doing. If people are throwing their like the utensils or like the glasses and cups and like the plates improperly, you're supposed to help. Now, okay, this person done wrong job. He's going to be see the consequences, but he's giving opportunity to you to gain sawab. If Imam Bar completely clean, there's no dirty things are there or nothing like the garbage is on the floor, then you just watch how can I gain sawab, right? But some bad people give you chance to gain sawab, right? So you can like just pick up any of the garbage you see around the Imam Barga, you can collect and put in the dustbin. This is not a big job. It's also beneficial for you. When you bend down, right, it give you exercise of your back, you're going to remain healthy, right? But people are really don't have courage for that. They throw things unnecessarily, especially maybe sometimes small kids, they don't have understanding to, they are unknowingly making this mistake. Sometimes big people, they have maybe like the forgotten something on the table. At the time you are young, you have courage, you're supposed to gain the advantage. What advantage is written there? If you want to your grave will brighten, you cannot like the order any like the light from the Georgia power to put a bulb inside. No, it's not possible. Only the light of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala going to enlight your grave, empower you to gain from here. How you gain the power? By your good deeds. How good deeds you perform. These are the good deeds written in the ahadith to get advantage after death. And you start from here. You say this is time to begin. What you're supposed to do? You start cleaning tonight. Inshallah, whoever sitting in this class and listening my Majalis, they at least understand what's supposed to they perform tomorrow and what they're going to do tomorrow to get benefit. Anywhere, this side or other side of the Imam Barga, where you see anything, don't hesitate. No one going to say bad thing about it. They are really, if they're not going to say thank you by their words at the time, in heart they're going to feel pleased about you. They respect you because you're doing something you feel this is a humiliating or like the small job, but no. In eyes of Allah, in eyes of good people, you always be respectable. So do it please. See, I'm going to see the effect tomorrow if you understand my word. And this is written here. I have the hadith in front of me. So I can even open and read from there for you. It's written in Persian. I translate in English for you to just read it. And fourth and final thing written. If you want, last and final thing, recite loud salawat please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. So if you want really your grave big enough, you have to build a mosque. If you want your grave must be your like the body remain intact there, then you have to remain in the masjid as much as possible, right? And if you want your grave is brighter and you have very much light inside, you have to clean the mosque. If you clean the mosque, you see the impact there, and that impact is really you're going to see as much in this world and hereafter. This is one more point is here. Let me describe for you. And if someone want to see his place in the grave, right? If someone, what is the last point? Is someone want to see his place in the paradise before his death. On door 6th row, what is it written? If you want to see your place in the heaven before your death, you have to put the carpet in the grave. There's two meaning there. Maybe there is no carpet in some masjid, you can order the carpet and put the carpet. Sometimes no. In some places, you see, you are in United States, they have like the always like the study carpet. The ones they put the carpet on the floor, they remain there, right? But in India, they normally use the movable carpets. They are always like the fold it up, put it in the side. Whenever they program, they spread, because there is too much dust there. They cannot leave the carpet on the floor all the time, otherwise they get dirty, and they cannot like they replace it as much as soon as possible for them. So in this case, they always put the carpet. So there's two meaning. One, you can spread the carpet if it's folded somewhere. Other side, if there's a carpet, you can clean it, and if you get chance, you can contribute in that. And if you've done so, you're going to see your place in the heaven before your death. That is another message from there. So 4 things, if they are all related to our, like the hereafter, all related to our grave, and we want our grave must be a good place, because we always think about how I make my room or my house bigger and cleaner and nicer, where I live comfortably. You live here in this world only for 100 years, a maximum 110 years. This is the life of this world, right? But in grave, how long you're going to live? We don't know the time, because the barzakh is so long. I don't know, until the Qiyamah we're going to remain in the grave. So if a small house, a small destination, we always prepare for our facility, always try to make it as good as possible, then why we are not preparing for our grave and hereafter? If we believe in these things, we have to do it. And how we do it? Shariat gave us very good ideas and chance and small deeds. You see, all deeds are very simple. You may say, today, oh Maulana, I don't have money right now, I can build a mosque. Okay, whatever you do it. Whenever you get older, whenever you get chance, you can do it. Okay, when I don't have money, I can like donate a carpet in the masjid. Okay, these 2 things hard for you. Other 2 things, remaining in the masjid, no cost. You can remain in the masjid as long as possible. Okay, what about the cleaning the masjid? No cost. You need only your physical strength to do it. So you see, some tasks maybe just related to the older people. They have their money, they own like the assets, they can put and invest in the right place. Another side, 2 other things are free to do. So you're supposed to perform this task and take advantage of that. And inshallah, I'd like to see tomorrow the impact of these majalis on your life. So if you understand that thing, please read loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Now, let me go to the next door, because I'm not going in detail tonight, because we have less time. On 7th door, what is written there? If someone his heart is brightened, right? We have several stages of our heart. Heart is like normally not a physical entity in the physics, or in the we can say you can check as a medical terminology, heart is a pumping machine. No, in this riwayat, heart related to your brain, your vision, your understanding. Recite loud salawat, please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Heart actually refer in the riwayat as your understanding, as your ability to distinguish between right and wrong, understand the right and wrong. That ability is very important. Sometimes if a person have no ability to understand the righteousness and falsehood, then he make a wrong decision. His whole effort is going to be died. Recite loud salawat, please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. So listen here for this. So if someone like to keep his heart bright, and the heart must have capability to understand the right thing. You see, if you say, I hate you, you hate from your eyes, your tongue, your brain, which organ you utilize for hate? You say, I hate from my heart, right? My heart doesn't like you. And sometimes, no, I love you. You say, you show impression, I like you. That means these are all related to your heart. So sometimes these, the feelings related to heart. But I'm talking about love of Ahlul Bayt, talking about love of Quran, talking about love of your parents. or related to your heart. If your heart is not functioning in this manner properly, then your impressions are not going to be going right directions, and your feelings are not in the correct form. So if you like to keep your feelings in correct form, you have to keep your heart intact and bright. How we keep our heart bright? If you have no light in this room, you cannot see. Your heart is not bright, your understanding is not proper. So what four things you're supposed to perform? Your heart remain bright. Heart means you at least understand the word and understand the hereafter. That means like the meaning of bright and heart. Let me give you these four things, and inshallah we conclude our Majalis for tonight, another 2 doors, and finally one more message is written. If we get chance tomorrow to get together, inshallah I can give you a short Majalis tomorrow if I get chance, inshallah. But otherwise, whatever I gave you, keep in your mind, and inshallah we can complete when we get chance. If on after tomorrow we have 2 more Majalis, we can come inshallah and discuss on that day. So there's 4 things written for keeping your heart bright. Number 1, person who attend the funeral. Recite loud salawat please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Read one more loud salawat please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Okay, girls, please separate it from each other. You see, this is going in record. Separated from each other. Come forward, come forward. If you sit together, then you are listening your own talk, you are not listening mine. Okay, read loud salawat please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Read one more loud salawat please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Focus on me. These very important things I am delivering to you is related to your life. If you keep in your mind, it's going to shape your life in right direction. If you are not going to listen these things, you may look for the right direction, you're not going to find. Please. And these are not as simple things. I'm giving as simple as possible for me. Recite loud salawat please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Okay. Okay, please put your things inside your pocket. Put inside your pocket. Don't take notes. Put in your pocket. Okay, put in your pocket please. Okay. Read loud salawat. Okay. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Read loud salawat please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. So if you want to keep your heart bright, you want to keep your understanding at the level, you understand right and wrong correctly. In this case, number 1, you have to attend the funeral. If someone died, you can go in the funeral procession. What you get benefit? You remember the death. When you remember the death, you're going to prepare for that. That's give you ability to get close to Jannah. Number 2, if you prepare kafan for someone, right? That's again thing related to death. If someone died, some people have kafan from Karbala, some people like they may keep the kafan in their house to someone died, and we can give to them. That is also remind you death. Whenever we remember the death, our heart get enlightened. We understand the death and life correctly, and we prepare for that. But the third thing, you have to perform so your heart get enlightened, and you can get ready for like doing good deeds, and also you prepare for hereafter. Read loud salawat please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Because heart is a place where you can have correct feelings, right? And these feelings are normally changed due to some things you see around you, right? When you see the things around you, you normally have a impact on you. That's the impact we are discussing. That's impact actually give you ability to think in right direction. And this thing. Number 3 is that if you give the charity sadaqah, sadaqah always help you because you're giving for sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that sadaqah brighten your heart and give you ability to understand. And third and fourth things is written which make your heart bright when you visit a sick person. When you visit a sick, that also make your heart bright. How the visiting sick make your heart bright, or your understanding is uplifted and you understand better this world. Because many people live a life where they never think about death, never think about what's going to happen when they get older. They never think if they lose their physical ability what's going to happen, right? So they never thank whatever bounty and blessing Allah gave you. This is the hadith. Two things are always neglected. Person never pay attention to these two blessings and never thankful for these two blessings, whatever Allah gave to him. What these two blessings are. If we pay attention, only person realize these two blessings when he is losing or he lost these blessings. What these two blessings are. Persons always neglecting them. You never pay attention to them. Number one is your health. You never appreciate your health unless you fell sick. Oh, when you have headache, you say, oh, how much headache I have. But when you are fine, you never think, oh, I have not headache today. I'm fine, I'm physically fit. So if person is physically fit, he never appreciate his health. Only he complain or he think about his health when he becomes sick. So this is one thing. Second things, your free time. When you have free time, person never think, this is a blessing for me. And he wastes his free time, right? He try to use his free time for some things which are not useful for him. When he get very busy, then he say, oh, if I wish I have free time, I can do that, I can do that, I can. That is thing. Come after he get very busy. You are free right now. You have only very minimum burden upon your shoulder. Your food, your shelter, your house, your all payments are dependent on your parents. You only have two tasks. Number one, go to school, acquire good knowledge, or maybe help your parents as much as possible for you. That's only two things you have upon your shoulder. The rest of that time, you're free. So this free time have a great blessing for you. Use this free time. How are you going to use this free time? To acquire knowledge, especially knowledge of Islam, knowledge of how to shape your life correctly, gain more knowledge, prepare for your future. Health and free time combined together give you success. So this is written in the fourth hadith. When you visit a sick, you see him, but you see him in this condition, you pray for him to Allah, make him healthy. Other side, you have to think about your health. Oh Allah, keep me healthy. If I was sick, I am able to do any good deeds. Alhamdulillah, I have physical fitness, but to perform good deed. That make your heart bright. So this is written on fourth row. What is written? If you want to keep your heart bright, your understanding level is up, then you visit a funeral, prepare a coffin for a dead person, or participate in the funeral. This maybe I can say in other word. And third thing is you have to give the sadaqah. And four things you have to, what I said, four things you have to visit the sick. Right, you understanding? That means if you visit the sick, you will realize Allah gave you health. Recite loud salawat, please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. I want to get back from you. So whatever I'm feeling is going in your mind. If you're going in your mind is right. So inshallah, this is for tonight. Whatever we're discussing, how we prepare for our journey of hereafter, especially we prepare for paradise, we have to pay attention to our relationship to Ahlul Bayt. And tonight you came here to show this relationship, how you love Imam Hussain. Because I read a hadith, what Prophet said, Ala anna al-Hussain baba min awwabil jannah man aidahu harramallahu alayhi rihal jannah. What Prophet said, be aware of that. without any doubt, surely, Imam Hussain is door of the paradise. One of the door of paradise. Whoever become enemy of Imam Hussain or dislike Imam Hussain or make enmity with him, Allah make the fragrance of paradise haram upon me. Means he never going to smell the fragrance of paradise. So tonight we are going to show the love of Imam Hussain by participating in the Zadari, by doing the Matam, by remaining awake whole night, by doing the Amal tonight. And we say, Maula, we are not forgetting you, we are remembering you. Whatever happened with you in the Karbala, we are sad for that. This is the sign of love. When your friend and relative, they felt sick, you feel bad. When someone died, you feel sad. As much as they are related to you, your sadness level going to up and down related to your friendship, your relationship. So Imam Hussain is much more dear to us rather than our parents, rather than our relatives. Because relatives are dear to us, but Imam Hussain is much more closer and beloved and dear to us than any of our family members. Be aware of that thing. Tonight is night of Ashura. Night of Ashura means all Ahlul Bayt have the last night of their life. You see, if someone know he going to die tomorrow, how he going to feel? But a person who is going to die tomorrow, his feelings may be at the level he can control. But if some family member know their beloved and dear one going to die tomorrow, that feeling going to be much more painful than a person himself he know he is going to die tomorrow. So there are two types of the people who are in Karbala. One, the people they are going to murder and going to give their life for sake of Imam Hussain. They were Ahlul Bayt. But some, the children and women, they are sad too. Because they're thinking, tonight Layla going to see the Ali Akbar. He's alive. He's sitting with him in the tent. The Farwa knows the Qasim is there. She can see the face of Qasim tonight. But tomorrow, she's not going to see the Qasim's face. The Rabab, mother of Ali Asghar, she was holding her 6-month-old baby, Ali Asghar, in her lap. She knows she can move the cradle with the Ali Asghar tonight. But tomorrow, this cradle is going to be empty. Ali Asghar not going to be in the cradle tomorrow. And that feeling is not easy to understand, but that was the feeling. Every person in the Karbala was going through with that. You know, tonight especially Imam Hussain, when he was walking around that tent, what he saw, one of his companion came, Maula, I'm listening, some woman is crying so loud. He said, come with me, I will show you who is that. You see, you can't recognize that woman. This is my mother, Bibi Fatima Zahra. She came from Baqi to prepare the ground for me where I'm going to fall from the horse. So she's removing the stones from there so I not get hurt when I fell down from the horse. You know, Bibi Fatima Zahra Salamullah, she was preparing the ground for Imam Hussain. But you know, when Imam Hussain came from the horse on the ground, our Imam Zamana said his body didn't reach to the ground. He fell down from the horse, but his body was not touching the ground. Why? Because the whole body of Imam Hussain was remained on the spear, on the arrows. So many arrows were shot down on the body of Imam Hussain. So his body was covered with the arrows. When he fell down, his body was staying on the arrow. And this is not understandable. 1900 wounds Imam got in on his body. And one Alim thought in his thoughts, he said, how come a person is 5-6 foot body can get 1900 wounds, and wounds of sword, wounds of spears, wounds of arrows, they are big. So if you can imagine, on your hands you can get only like the 4, 5, 6, 10 maximum wounds of a sword or arrow, because they are big wounds, not small wounds. So they're thinking, how come 1900 wounds came on the body of Imam Hussain? So Imam Hussain came on his dream and asked, Alim, why you are thinking about it? Is that not possible? There is only one wound, and another wound come on same wound, then third wound come on third same wound. Means when Imam got like the a wound by the sword, then another wound maybe come through the arrow, fourth maybe from the spear, then again the sword hit on that same wound. Means the wound is getting the wound again. That is not understandable. How much painful is that? But Imam is still not cursing any of the believers. Imam is still, at the time, he was praying for us. But Imam just asked us one thing, just last moment, boys. Listen carefully. You're going to hold tonight, the cradle of Imam Hazrat Ali Asghar. That was empty. That is a symbolic sign for that. Means the cradle is empty, means 6-month-old baby is martyred. How Ali Asghar was martyred? He martyred in the very much sad manners. How? Because when Imam said, Hal min nasirin yansurna, if there is anyone who can come and help me, and Bibi Zainab start crying, and Imam Hussain said, I'm still alive, why you are crying, my sister? Imam came back to the tent and asked, why my sister you are crying? And she said, while you are saying, Hal min nasirin yansurna, you are asking for help. Ali Asghar fell down from the cradle. So he is so thirsty. Imam said, okay, give me the Ali Asghar. Let me take the Ali Asghar with me to get some water for him from the enemy. And Imam put the Ali Asghar, 6-month-old baby, on his hand. He covered with his abba. Moving toward the enemy. Enemy thought Imam bringing the Quran to make peace treaty. They were half wrong, half right. Why? Because Imam was bringing not the physical Quran. Quran is not there. He opened that thing, and what they saw, a 6-month-old baby is thirsty from 3 days and 3 nights. His lips were completely dry. He asked this, what Imam said, in your opinion, maybe I'm a mistake. But this 6-month-old baby, what he done wrong against you? Why you not giving water to him? You see, as soon as Imam said that thing, they have little hesitation. But again Imam asked Hazrat Ali Asghar, oh my son, you are thirsty, show your thirst to them. As soon as Imam said to them, Hazrat Ali Asghar was 6-month-old baby, he turned his neck toward the enemy and he started moving his dry tongue on his dry lips. As soon as Imam Hazrat Ali Asghar was doing this, all enemies start crying. They saw how much this baby is thirsty. Some of them, they run toward the river to get water. Ibn Sa'd saw this thing. He asked Hurmala, Ikhta Kalamul Hussain, cut the conversation of Imam Hussain. As soon as he said, he put the arrow in the thing to shoot. As soon as he put the arrow toward shooting the arrow toward the Imam Hussain, he chose the arrow which was heavier than the weight of Hazrat Ali Asghar. But as soon as he released the arrow, Hazrat Ali Asghar lifted his neck and the arrow hit inside the neck of Hazrat Ali Asghar. The arrow was so big, Hazrat Ali Asghar was turned from the side of the enemy toward the side of Imam Hussain. But as soon as he turned, what he saw, maybe at the door of the tent, his mother above was standing. Hazrat Ali Asghar saw his mother and he started smiling, oh my mother, I was so small, I never to fight myself, but still I fight bravery and I gave my life for sake of Imam Hussain. But sorry, my mother, my neck was so small, I cannot protect my father's arm from wound because one piece is enter inside the arm of Imam Hussain, other piece of arrow was inside the neck of Hazrat Ali Asghar. Now Imam, what he is supposed to do? He holding the blood of Hazrat Ali Asghar came out from his neck in his hand. He tried to throw in the sky. The sky denied that thing. Imam tried to throw in the earth. I didn't accept that blood because this blood was from an innocent baby. So Imam, what's supposed to do? Imam had few choices. blood on his clothes. But Imam thought this cloth going to be removed by the enemy. The Imam tried to put on his chest. The Imam no, his body going to be trampled by the horse feet. Then Imam only one choice. He put the blood on his face. So wherever he go, the people going to feel the blood of 6-month-old babies on his face because Alias were martyred in this manner. Now Imam is a very difficult moment. Imam want to move toward the tent to inform the mother. She was waiting, my son may come with the water. So Imam was waiting. Imam was waiting how to inform Rabab. Your son didn't get water, he got killed. So Imam was moving toward the tent saying Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Rizan bi qazaihi wa tasliman li amri. Imam moving front and back 7 times. Then he reached to the tent of Rabab. Called the Rabab, come and get your son. Rabab came with the hope, my son got the water, he came back because he's not crying. Before Rabab come out, what Sakina saw, when my brother left the tent, he was crying. Now he's silent, maybe he got the water. So Sakina, holding his father's like feet and asking, my father, you got water for my brother Ali Asghar. Now please take me and get water for me. As soon as Imam was conversating with Sakina, Rabab came. Imam didn't say any word from his mouth. Just he opened the clothes from the body of Ali Asghar. And Rabab saw, my son is killed in very much manners like they killed the camel. Say Mithluka Yanhar, oh my son, you killed like they killing the camel. Say Alim الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون اللهم ارزقنا إيمانا صادقا ولسانا ذاكرا وقلبا خاشعا وبدنا صابرا وعلما نافعا وعملا متقبلا ورزقا واسعا ورزقا صابرا